Hey guys, it's Friday, and even though daily fantasy sports never really ends, that still feels nice to me. Hopefully you guys all getting the weekend off and can do some more DFS playing. What a weird night last night was, huh? How many of the top pitchers got blown up? All of them, just about. And I thought the night was over for me when Musgrove and then Jose went down, and it turned out to be a really good night. So hopefully that went that way for you too, and not the got totally destroyed way. But anyway, either way, we can either make it better or make it better tonight. So let's get right into it. We got a big old slate, and the Cubs are in Coors, and man, those are words I don't really want to hear. But starting off at catcher, we won't go there just yet. I like Salvador Perez against Jose Barrios, who struggled particularly with giving up hard hits to right-handed batters, 40% hard contact. And Salvador hits righties better than he hits lefties. So just kind of a match made in heaven there. And he's only 3.2 on DK, 3.0 on FanDuel. I prefer him on DK. On FanDuel, I like Grandal against Adelman, I think is how you say his name. I'm not real familiar with, haven't watched him. And there's not a whole lot of numbers to go on him just yet, but he does give up very low soft contact and a 433 WOBA to lefties, so I really like Grandal hitting from the left side of the plate against him on FanDuel for 3.3. He's 4.9 on DK, so you can kind of see the relative values there. Pricing is just really weird on DK today in general. Like, I wouldn't try to compare it to any other slate. Like, just only look at guys as how they're priced relative to other guys in this slate, not like what you would pay for them on another slate, because it's just really, really weird. We'll see as we go on. And it won't take long, because I think Miggy is kind of strangely priced at 4K on DK, 3.7 on FanDuel. So I like him a bit better on DK in this matchup with Porcello. Or is it Porcello? I'm so bad with these pitchers' names. Apologies to pitchers. But he's given up 35% hard contact over the last 30, which is a big jump up for him. And, he's been doing really well. So the question is, when will Rick Porcello's luck run out? Because he has a 196 BABIP over the last month. That is unsustainable. That will regress. Miggy at least this season, has been hitting right-handed pitchers a lot better than lefties. So I think that's a good spot for him. He's only 4.0 on DK. I mean, it's such a cheap price for Miggy. Whereas on FanDuel for 3.7, you can get Napoli against Liriano. I think that's a really, really nice matchup for Napoli in the Rogers Center. It's friendly to right-handed power hitters, exactly what Napoli is. Liriano gives up 35% hard contact to righties, and he walks 15% of them, so it's a good chance of him getting on base one way or another. I think I might like an Indian stack today, depending on how ownership looks like it's going to play out. But he's 3.7 on FanDuel. It's the same price as Miggy. 5.2 on DK, so significantly more there. He's definitely a pay-up option there. So I think I prefer Napoli on FanDuel and Miggy on DK. I don't think any Red Sox prices have been this low either since the start of the season or whatever. They get a very tough matchup with Michael Fulmer, who's just been very, very good this season, particularly against right-handed batters. That being said, I'm still willing, I think, to take a chance on Pedroia on DK for 3.3. I mean, just an insane price for him leading off for the Red Sox. It is a negative ballpark shift. They are in Detroit. He's 3.5 on FanDuel, so I'm not really interested in him there. Over there, I kind of prefer Devin Travis going up against Bauer. And Travis has a 389 WOBA and a 222 ISO against right-handed pitching. I definitely prefer him on FanDuel. He's only 3.4 there. He's 4.5 on DK, so I don't mind him, but he's really expensive there. So I also don't mind the Pedroia punt. Is it fair to ever call Pedroia and the Red Sox leadoff hitter a punt? I don't know, but he's cheap today. Third base is pretty simple today, and I hate being forced into a play, but I expect Chris Bryant to be like the chalkiest chalk of life. He's facing, I mean, he's always popular, like just always 15, 20%, 30 or more if the Cubs are chalk in general. And today, the Cubs have a huge run total. They're in Coors, and he's facing a left-handed pitcher. And the pricing is not all that different than it normally is for him, at least on DK. He's 5.6 there, so he is expensive, but he's always expensive. He's 4.8 on FanDuel, which is like really, really pricey there. But I don't see the way to fade him today, honestly. Anderson is a pretty good pitcher, to be honest, but it's still Chris Bryant. He's still in Coors, and he's still going to be very highly owned. So I personally don't want to get steamrolled by Chris Bryant. So I think I will have Chris Bryant in cash. If you must differentiate, especially on FanDuel, maybe look at Bregman or Lamb. But I'm rolling Bryant in cash. Shortstop, we can get some of our only cheap exposure to Coors Field in the form of Daniel Descalso. There's nothing exciting about rostering Daniel Descalso, but he does get a huge ballpark boost. Hendricks was pretty good, honestly, but better to attack him from the left side of the plate, which is good for Descalso. He's only 3K on DK, so really nice pricing there. Usually kind of in the middle of the order, so not too terrible. He's also 3K on FanDuel. I like him a little less, but not that much less. The pay-up option, I think, once again, is Corey Seager against Adelman. He is definitely better priced on FanDuel or more attractively priced on FanDuel at 3.9. He's 5.3 on DK. It's going to be tough to fit that with some decent pitching and some of this Coors action going on. So I don't know about that, but on FanDuel, he's more in play, I think. Once again, there's just kind of a glut of outfielders that I want to play. So let's just start off with Coors here. Cargo, way too cheap on FanDuel. It's only 3.8 there. He's 5.5 on DK. I still don't mind him there. Dahl is 4.9 on DK. He's 3.8 on FanDuel. I mean, in my opinion, take Cargo first, but I don't mind Dahl at all either. Tommy Pham is just being given away on FanDuel. I'm not like a huge Tommy Pham fan, but he gets Adam Morgan, who's just pretty bad. And he's only 2.4 on FanDuel, so some of that nice savings that you might need to get that. He's batting first. Morgan's bad, especially against righties. He's 4.4 on DK. I'm really not interested at that price. I'd rather go to Hyun-Soo Kim, who, man, I wish I played him yesterday. I play him so often. I didn't play him yesterday, and he had like 25 DK points on a night when not many people did things. But anyway, I don't love his matchup with McHugh at all, but Kim doesn't strike out all that much, and McHugh is a big strikeout guy. He's only 3.6 on DK, 2.9 on FanDuel. So he's going to play on both sides, but I prefer him a bit on DK there. He bats second usually. I don't mind. It depends how you feel about the Orioles today. There's good argument to both sides, and I think it's kind of a risky matchup for both sides, whether you're playing McHugh or playing Orioles, especially the more strikeout-happy ones like Chris Davis. Anyway, moving on. Stephen Piscotty is in like the ultimate spot tonight against Morgan. I already mentioned when I'm talking about Pham, Morgan being bad. Piscotty's only 3.5 on FanDuel, so he's just really, really cheap there relative to his 4.9 on DK. But I still like him a lot on DK, to be honest. The Cards have kind of struggled against lefties. Piscotty has not so much. He's got some nice numbers against lefties. But he hasn't really shown it too much lately, at least not when I've played him. So hopefully he'll come through a bit more tonight. Let me see. And George Springer. How about this one? Did you expect that George Springer has a 261 ISO against left-handed pitching? Because I did not. But he gets Wade Miley tonight. He bats leadoff. It's a nice supposed to be a high-scoring game. He's only 3.9 on FanDuel. I much prefer him there at that price than 5.1 on DK. If you have that much money, you should probably be, going to Coors, although I guess the same could be said on FanDuel. But that's just, he rates really well in my model, and I was really surprised to see an ISO like that. So anyway, we've got an expert chat going on in just a little bit, depending on when you're watching this video, I guess. And that'll be great. Me, Max, and, well, not Adam today. He's not available. But me, Max, and Eric will be on there. We'll be discussing stuff and making fun of Adam. It'll be a good time. Come on by, slurv.com. We'll be hanging out in the tailgate, our little chat room until then, and you can ask us questions and all that stuff. And good luck tonight, guys. Hopefully it's, I had a good night last night, so hopefully that continues and it's a little less crazy of a night than last night. Let's put it that way.